Hi and welcome to the Comedy Defect. This is episode 3. Hooray! We're on episode 3. Three, as we say in Ireland. Now, this is episode 3. I wasn't firing on all cylinders when I interviewed Finn O'Driscoll, which is our guest today, but she was great. But I was just kept repeating myself. I didn't kind of repeat myself exactly the same. What I do is I sneakily do it. I say something one way and then repeat it in another way. So I kind of, I think I didn't really get away with it, but I just edited as many of those things out as I possibly could. So if you hear a couple of ropey edits throughout this episode, that is why. I wasn't quite right in the head. We're available at the moment on iTunes. We're also signed over to a host on Podbean. So if you sign up there and you follow us there, we can tell exactly how many people are downloading and we can see all the stats, because iTunes doesn't give us any of that stuff. But we will be as well on YouTube for those of you that don't want to join the future. You can donate to us too at Patreon, and if you want to give us a little something for me and for the guests, maybe give them a sandwich, some decent shortbread, maybe some artisanal coffee, something like that. But I don't want to talk for too long. I just want you to enjoy this chat with comedian Finn O'Driscoll. Hi Finn. Hi Finn, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Yes.
Good, yeah? So what have you been up to?
Well, mainly rearing children.
Yeah. How many have you got?
I've got 2 kids, and mainly getting angry about SATs and kind of...
SATs?
They're doing exams at the moment.
Oh,
There's
right.
lots of very angry parents and some very funny stuff being written about it. But
oh, really?
It's other people's material, so I can't say it.
Other people's
yeah,
material?
it's just kind of... Yeah, we appear to be, rather than developing children, we just seem to be beating them with sticks until they regurgitate the curriculum from the 1930s.
So, are you full-time mom?
Yes,
oh, right,
I am
cool.
at the moment. I'm a speech language therapist by trade, but kind of I'm having a break from that at the moment.
Speech and language therapist?
Yes. So,
okay.
Which is weird because I actually work with people who have feeding difficulties.
Oh, do you know, it's funny you say that. My girlfriend she's a nursery nurse, and she's talking about how, the fact that because kids are staying on bottles for way too long now, it delays them, because it delays their speech and their mouth isn't strong enough to form the phonemes and all those kind of stuff. Is that right?
There's some evidence around that. So dummy use can affect.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's again with all these things, it's kind of people can get very strong and overstate cases, and it's
right.
That's the catchphrase to live by. It's actually a little bit more complicated than that.
Okay, yeah.
Because a child who's sitting there with a dummy in the mouth, it's probably not the dummy, it's probably the lack of interaction they have with other people, and they're probably sitting in front of the TV more than other kids, and it's a... there's a spectrum of things that will be affecting children's communication.
Okay, it's many different things. So, are you having a break from that? It's quite stressful.
Well, I was working with the NHS and terribly hard. Literally, kind of Kali Ma has ripped the heart out of it and holding it in front of his face. Yeah. And, so...
so was my girlfriend. She was working with the NHS. She said, I can't do this anymore. It's just, they're just constantly putting you under more and more pressure, isn't it, It
is horrific. I have to go back to it. I have to be a grown-up at some point and actually go back to work. But it is... It's being ripped apart from the inside out. Yeah. And if I could just make that funny, and they could tell people. But,
on the flip side, the people just have to communicate through text and the internet now rather than speak.
Yes, exactly.
Which is fine.
I'll just put angry Facebook posts about it, and then everyone will know.
And communicate through emoticons and things. That'd be nice. Yeah, sad face, or thumbs up. Hey, thumbs up. Go well.
NHS, yay! Oh, NHS 2008, yay! NHS 2016.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So you're gigging. How's the gigging going?
It's going really well. I've got kind of quite a busy run coming up. I'm doing that thing where I'm probably on about 70 gigs. It's that weird part where I'm just at that, everything's static, and the people that I was kind of coming up with are doing really well, and I'm doing fuck all. And then just had a couple of kind of just communications from people asking me to do stuff and things like that. I'm like, yay! I'm not shit. I'm not the worst person in the world. I'm not deluded.
They like me. People like me. They want me on the bill. Yeah.
But I'm doing that kind of open micing. Just don't want to really do the London ones anymore. Yeah. I'm kind of over the plane to just comedians. So I'm just trying to do a bit more kind of regional stuff.
And you get the wrong laugh, don't you? You get you kind of go, that joke works here because because comics find that funny, and then you try and do it at a proper gig and they go, they don't, because they're not in on the joke, not in the pain and the misery that I've been through to come up with that premise.
Yes, exactly. There's a different language that's being spoken, and you get that rather than a laugh from a comedian's gig. And you're like, oh, I don't want you to acknowledge the joke, I want you to laugh at the joke.
And the comments go, oh, that's really clever.
Yeah.
Well done. I'll use that. God damn it. Telling me you did the course in
the Tringe Festival. Ben Morehouse organises it, and he's strong-armed Logan Murray into doing a course for local people.
Yes.
And it's
precious things.
Yes, our precious things and our precious jokey ideas. And it is very intense, like it's 8 weeks, and then at the final night there's professional comedians travelling around who do the same set in 4 different pubs in Tring.
Right.
And like, so does that count as 1 gig? Does that count as 4? I know I'm meant to be counting these and I don't know how to count it. Yeah. But it was amazing. Nice. It was really good, and so yeah, and I was really lucky because well, basically, I turned up to him and went, I want to be with Richard Herring. I want to be in the same set as Richard Herring. Yeah. And just watching him, just knock out the park.
He's a machine, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
I went to see him in. Where was it now? In in Edinburgh, like a couple of years ago, and he was doing, I think, Lord of the Dance Settee.
Oh yes.
And like it was so densely written. I was like, those parts in it. I was like, I need to see this again. This is so densely written. I was like, my brain was going, no, I need to listen to this back. Yeah. But it was great. Yeah, just can you slow down a little bit? Sometimes, you know. So
I need the cliff notes to this comedy set.
That was great. Yeah, I really enjoyed his stuff. But I love his podcast as well. It's great.
It's great. Yeah, I went to see. Well, I was very excited because I was going to go see the Grace and Perry one, who then had to cancel because of stuff.
Oh right.
And got Eddie Izzard instead. So not exactly bad. Yeah, it was really, and it was like sort of aired as it happened. Really, there was no difference. But I could hear me because Eddie Izzard was talking about Did anyone see the Cat's Meow? And there's me and one other person, the only 2 people in the room, and it is a really good film. It's about Eddie Izzard plays Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I would definitely recommend that film.
All right. Okay. Talking about seeing people on the circuit and like, you know, how at the moment, like, I guess you're trying to write, you know, better and better jokes, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
And you go back to Logan because someone told me that going to Logan is like doing the equivalent of 50 gigs.
Just brilliant.
It just teleports you into the next stage of your evolution, if you like. Yeah,
he's so inspiring. He's all about he does the whole improv thing of yes and build on it and just say yes to things, and if that's an idea, kill your editor, is that kind of thing. And but you do need to have interactions with other people. So it's trying to find that space to play with the idea. And I'm kind of doing it over email with people because there's a few mum comedians and oh god, yeah, this is great, and so kind of sending each other stuff. But it's not the same as being in a room and dicking about together.
That's true.
And it's really not. Yeah, that's kind of what I think I would like to do now is just to find some. And that Logan's very clear on that. It's like you do need to be able to be around other people and playing with these ideas. And I think it's very true. But he's very inspiring. He knows what your joke's hanging on more than you do, and so he's got some really nice strategies for developing the laugh from a joke. So you've got your perfectly structured joke, and then he teaches you how to ride it to kind of elongate,
more bits out of it, like
keep mining that joke, which is really good.
It's I really like that. That's the thing. It's like, I mean, you live not far from here. Like, you know, I've got other friend Chris Norton Walker. You know.
Yes, I've seen him in the crowd as well.
He's great. I mean, like, and we do lots of we did so many gigs together. We're doing like 4 gigs in a row this week together, and so but yeah, he's great as well. He's been going longer than I have. Like, he's on so many gigs, you know. Yeah. And then when someone, I don't even say how many gigs he's done, but it's like, you know, when you asked me earlier on, how many gigs have you done, which I'm like, oh my god, I'm just embarrassed to say
how many is it?
I'm not going to say how many. It's too many. I'll tell you off air, because I'm so ashamed. Because you know, you feel like you should be better, you know, than you are. But as I say, when you're doing what we used to work nights, as I said before, and I was like, you know, you have kids, so you have the same issue. You know, you've got 2 brains. You've got like the brain for home and the brain for comedy, and then sometimes they mix. Go, oh, that'd be good. Can I use that? You know, you talk to the other half. Can I use that? Is that right? It's about you. You know? Exactly. And then and they say yes, and like, okay, thanks, that's great. Okay, or like, you know, and you just try to push it a little bit further each time. But so you're constantly thinking about it, but try to mine all that and use that energy for both. But then you arrive to different gigs, and you have different energies for each gig. So one night you'll be like, okay, I got a good night's sleep the night before, and you're full of beans. You're like, yeah, great, this is me.
It makes such a difference.
And it does. And you're like, everything is just sliding. I'm getting some nice interactions here, and it's just all firing on every cylinder. And then you go to another gig. Maybe the kids didn't sleep or something, or like, you know, you had a hectic day. The car broke down. I mean, this is life. You're balancing as well. But if you have other commitments on top of it, you're constantly fighting this uphill battle to be the same person on stage that they've seen. Like, oh, they were great the last time. What happened? Oh yeah, we see life got in the way, but no, you're not supposed to bring the life to the stage. Yeah, but life happens. Okay.
And you can't not bring it to the stage.
Yeah.
Comedians telling stuff. Sophie Hagen's podcast.
Oh yeah.
That's what I find so reassuring. Is the heckler one or worst gig one. Where it's like, oh, just not everybody is consistent in their persona. Even fucking good at this will have gigs where they kind of can't find that comedy persona.
Yeah.
They have to kind of work it through. Yeah. But then they've got really good material to back it up, rather than just throwing personality at it.
Looks like they're not even. That's it. This is me. I'm happy. That's it. I mean, I'm happy with what I've got right now. You know, that's a good thing, isn't it? You're and you go like, oh, you get some new jokes. Yeah, okay, happy days, and then you do the new jokes for about 20 gigs or so. You're like, oh my god. It's great to be here. That's where I'm finding it really hard. It's like when the material gets stale.
I was very lucky on my first night out. I've got a banker of a joke, and it always works. Yeah. And it is my little safety net. And if I think it's not going well, I've always dropped that in. But it just tastes stale now.
Yeah. And the light goes off behind the eyes. But try and use maybe some sort of like physicality or something to kind of give it something new, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, oh great, not a lunge, not the typical lunge, it's that kind of thing to just energise, isn't it? And you're constantly doing a new joke, but you see the body. I was talking about it with Chris last night as well. The body language is completely different when you do an old bit compared to a new bit.
Yeah.
Because you lean in, you go, guys.
You're so I'm so needy.
Is it? But sometimes that might be your persona, like, hey guys, just want to get everyone involved and having a good time. Yeah. But then again, you're like, oh yeah, put this massive amount of energy into it, it works. But then when you go, oh no, it works, but no, it only works because you put the energy into it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Which you need to have each time, of course, and then trying to keep, as we say, that persona in the box. Like, this is it. Otherwise, you confuse people, isn't it? The next time you go, oh, well, they're really angry now. No, I'm really angry because today I've had a really shit day.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, this is totally unlikable, and sometimes you see the people with those personas, the angry or the cynical, and that. They're not
super
that.
Sweet,
they're not that. You're like, but it might work to some degree. You gotta be up there. You're up there because you love doing it.
Yeah.
So it's all a contradiction. The weak are the strong, and the strong are the weak. Really, isn't it? The energy is the fear, and the relaxedness is the confidence, isn't it? It's like the meek is the confidence.
And it's trying to pull all that kind of. Push that knot together so it becomes something cohesive is very, very difficult.
It's always antagonistic, isn't it? It's working against each other.
It's about and also it's about in terms of the processing you're doing. When you have new material, this is what I'm finding really hard, and it's why I my favourite, my home away from home, where I do sort of test out my new stuff. I always fail because I haven't got it locked in yet, and I haven't got this is the arm movement I use to hit this point, and this is the face I pull, because I learned that all in this one place. But it means that the poor audience are always getting me at my worst, because I'm there kind of going, oh, I'm trying to do stuff about Fitbits, which was shit.
Right.
But there is something funny there, and I know there is, because everyone, tell us more. Yeah. Oh, you're telling us nothing. Yeah. But that's fine. I now know that, if I actually do the work and write some fucking jokes around that, that might actually work as a bit. And it's that kind of, it's a really weird way, that I think that's something that you kind of learn the more gigs you do, is how to read what that audience response meant. Yeah. Because at the start, I was just like, I'm just saying some words to a black void. I have absolutely no idea what anybody in that room is thinking. I had to listen to the recording, because I'd never heard anyone laugh.
Oh, wow.
I would come off and be like, well, no one laughed. And I'd listen and go, oh, loads of people were laughing. And they were laughing at the points I wanted them to laugh at. They were laughing at my jokes and not at me. So that seems quite good.
You can't sometimes hear the laughter over your own hatred of yourself.
Yes, that's exactly it. My self-loathing is drowning out.
I really hate myself. Do I hate myself that much? And sometimes reviewers will not be able to hear your jokes over the hatred they feel for you. I've experienced this.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great gig. That wasn't too long ago either.
Oh, God.
But I can't wait to do another gig with him doing the conclusion and reviews on it. Yeah.
See, that's the thing. I can't even imagine being at a point where anyone would review anything.
It was one of those things. It's like then I was talking to all the people on the circuit, and they were like, "Oh, have you been reviewed by this person?" I was like, "Yeah, I have, yeah." And check out this this comedian's review of the reviewer, and I was like, oh, that's great.
Oh, cool.
Because he just kind of like goes around the houses and doesn't really do a proper review.
Probably just eating its own tail.
Totally sucking its own cock, you know. That's it. That's what it's doing, you know. A big circle jerk, you know, a big human centipede, you know. Fucking that's it. You know, you see...
Sorry, human centipede. Top tip for any parents listening.
Yeah.
You get these kind of puppet books now, where like you get these like kids stories, and they've got like little puppets, and you can human centipede those. It really does make it very satisfying. You can get like a chain of puppet books or human centipede.
Oh god!
Like so, teddy bear centipeded together. It's really pleasing.
Nice. But as I said, we're trying to find something in there that's kind of personal, and then if you don't follow the same route as like that kind of like, you know, you do stuff on the tube or you do stuff on
Tumblr.
What was the other one was saying?
Dick jokes.
Yeah, lots of dick
jokes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and so you know, I wagged till it hurt kind of thing, and I was crying and the tears.
What's the matter with porn? I'm a feminist, but I like porn. God! If anybody else stands up and says I'm a feminist, I'm walking up on the stage and taking the microphone off and going, "Are you? Are you really? Prove you're a feminist." Because you're about to say something horrifically misogynistic.
Yeah,
I know.
It's exactly the same thing. It's like I'm not racist. But, you know, it's like, whoa, it's...
What's with girls in my, like, feminist class not wanting to sleep with me? I'm a guy in a feminist class.
Yeah, you do.
Why won't you fuck me? Oh, that really winds me off.
I think the longer you go, trying to find that thing that is you and within the persona or within or that part of you. Well, it's all you, isn't it? Even that persona is you, unless you do a character, of course. And even then, there's a little facet of you within that character that
you have to believe in the character. You have to believe
and connect with it, isn't it? You go, oh, this is that. If it's totally abstract, fine. Some sort of you know, like exaggerated part. I'd say maybe even Tony Law is there's that exaggerate, like that's like Tony Law pissed, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
That, you know, I mean that's
filters off.
It might not be, but like that's how it feels anyway.
Yeah.
But it's definitely that kind of hey, I'm the life and soul of the party. This is the crazy voice that I do at the party. You know, like, you know, whatever back in the day. That kind of thing, as you find, as you go through, you kind of go, oh, I'm writing these jokes, and they're more personal, and then they become more personal, and because you go in, I think if you don't hit it with the stuff that's run of the mill to start with, you know, because you're doing so many open mics, and then you get stuff which works in comic rooms, or you're a comedian, right? So you're working in those rooms, and that goes well, and then you go, okay, this stuff is working. I'll go further inside, and then you become so.
And then you go to an Edinburgh show and then my dad died.
Yeah. Because sometimes, you know, it's like Twitter, it's all about who you are, isn't it? Where it's like, okay, this is how I think. And then your thoughts become so personal that you go, whoa, okay, well, no one can relate to this anymore because I've really fractured my personality in such a degree that no one's getting where I'm coming from anymore because it's just for the individual, not the mass.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you can... I think that it does. You have to have the personal in it. There's a girl I'm sure she will commit and she will be very, very good. She's so brave. She's 16. Her name's Jennifer Lack. Again, I'm shit with names. Might need to back check that one. But I saw her in Big Nice Comedy, and she just does this whole routine about how kind of like, so she ended up kind of tweeting that she was feeling suicidal, and she's really funny, the jokes are there, but just to throw your heart out there like that about that subject to a room full of strangers was amazing. And just watching her gave me the confidence to go, okay, I am going to do the stuff that I wanted to talk about, I am going to do kind of the stuff that informs my humour, and it was really interesting.
That leaves you open. You're trying to throw yourself out there, as in like to I know without being too cheesy, to heal that part of you. It is though, isn't it? It's like, oh, you know, there's bits you kind of go, oh, this is true. It might be a little bit painful, but you go, and they go, oh, they laugh. Okay, good, and that bit's healed. And the more you do it, the more you go, oh god, I'm really a whole person now.
Comedy will make me if you see successful comedians, I don't think that is the end game. I don't think that's where they end up.
It's like, oh, I feel whole on stage, and then my life is shit. You know, and that's it. All my relationships, they're just falling away, and that's
the thing. The focus goes there. It is. It's hard. It's hard to kind of balance, like kind of
big time.
Being like some friends and kind of social stuff. I'm kind of very lucky that I can make it work because I don't have a job.
Hey, I'm blind.
It's that mental thing. Like when organised going away somewhere, I'm like, right, are there any gigs? Can I do gigs while I'm there? Is there anywhere like because again, it's just nicer playing kind of more regional rather than the London places. So it's like every single time I'm like, I want to go and do an open mic. But that shit's on everyone's night, especially when you're somewhere where no one knows you and you have to stay for the whole night because it's rude to not. And
you'll be alright if you lived in London. Like you could stay, you got okay, tube bumps, I'm home, and like, but whereas like you live in Hertfordshire, you're like, okay, great, I'm fucking in 40 minutes, and great, I'm driving, and there's so many that aren't worth doing.
Yes.
And you get to a point and go, I just want to stay home and write, or ring up that mate that I know I can just bounce some ideas off or whatever like that.
Absolutely.
Or maybe I'll just kind of maybe I'll work on my relationship at home. Because maybe I'll get some material on it. Oh no, it's all about you and me, darling.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a great time together, isn't it? Anyway, so what are you doing with the notebook? Nothing. Just running a recipe for a lovely meal I'm going to make for you.
I'm not writing your pain.
How does that feel, though? Tell me how that feels.
Use as many metaphors as you can. So I've got a number of keywords I can write.
What's it like? What's it like? That's it.
Oh, it's weird. But that's the thing. Like, so kind of, I always wanted to write and stuff like that, and I never kind of gave myself permission. But it's like since doing the course alone, if I have an idea now, I do fucking write it down.
Logan's getting an awful lot of publicity in this podcast.
But he deserves it. He's pretty awesome.
Gives you a cheaper.
Actually, in which case I should do Maguire as well, who was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
But such a different approach. She's really methodical, really precise about this is how you do it.
Go on. So where's she based?
She's one of the editors of the News Quiz, and she's been on Question Time.
Okay.
She does quite a lot of political stuff. She's based in London.
Oh, yes, I think
she's lovely. She's just a really, really lovely person, and really helpful and kind, and then just really like, this is how, like, so it's kind of laser beam with like sort of focus, like, so this is how we write jokes. But
great.
Because she has to come up with like half an hour of content on topical stuff usually about horrible, terrible news stories, and so to be able to like just like that focus in and create the jokes, she's very good. Right. Not News Quiz, News Jack. She's she kind of is one of the kind of contributions editors for News Jack. And
and you did a session with her, have you?
Yes, I did that in London. Have you been to Theatre Delicatessen? It's
No.
the old Guardian offices. It's the weirdest place.
Okay, yeah.
It's basically like 28 days later, you walk in and like so the reception was completely normal, and you go upstairs, and it's the Guardian offices, and there's like mobile phones, and it looks like there's been a zombie attack that razed the building, and then there's just a bunch of actors and comedians like practicing stuff in these old offices. It's a really, really odd space to be in.
Theatre Delicatessen. Is it? I mean, I know the film Delicatessen. I've seen that.
I love it.
Yes.
Beautiful. But no, I don't know why it's called that. But it's just the old Guardian offices that they haven't. They've done nothing to them other than just
put the theatre in there.
Yeah, well, just put like basically they're using all of the old offices as kind of workshop rooms.
Okay,
so
cool.
And people do auditions there, so there's like loads of like really neurotic actors. And that's the thing, actually. I think comedians are neurotic and they sit in a room with a bunch of actors, and you're like, whoa, you guys take this to a whole new level of paranoia. And everyone's like really nice and rictus grins and glazed eyes.
Oh God, I really need this. I really need to get this. Oh God, please someone watch me.
Like me, please like me.
God.
Yeah, it's basically a whole room. Like, the death of the newspaper has now been filled with like me, please like me.
This is the end of the world.
Funny.
So where are you coming up next? Have you got any nice gigs coming up?
Yes, well, I'm quite excited. I'm doing Brouhaha in Colchester. I'm doing one in May and one in June. So I'll see you there, that'd be nice. Which is one of the things which is paining us. My husband has to take a day off work so I can do that. He's like, really? I was like, I want to see Matt and Liz. You've got friends there. So I was like, I'm going to see Matt and Liz. I'll be fine. Yeah. And then I've got quite a few coming up. He does character Mad Ron. He's just setting up his own.
Great.
Yeah, Mad Ron's really funny.
Where is that?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm so sleep deprived. I can't keep basic information in my head. I don't know.
Subjects just come past.
Do that kind of thing where you kind of put links under the thing.
But I'm getting to the. I know I'm getting to that age now as well. Then when I know my stories, but just trying to find the end of the stories is the problem. Anyway, and then you go like, I should know this. This is my life. I should know the end of this story. I think I just noticed the people just kind of start to lose interest halfway through, and my confidence just goes, no, I'm not going to finish this story. I'm going to do something else. No, come back to it again. We'll come back to it again.
That can be considered a technique.
Just like Billy Connolly. Billy Connolly start a story, cut it in the middle, and then finish it tied up at the end with the both parts, isn't it? He was great.
I saw Daniel Kitson doing work in progress, and it was like really early on, and he's still got that structure in place. And he's like, oh, where was I? And someone was like, we were talking about bacon. Yeah, but there's like 3 other things we need to do before we can get back to bacon again. And he's incredible. He really
focused kind of guy.
Yeah, he's just great. And lovely as well. Really nice. But what was I saying? Yes, other gigs. Funny Women. I'm doing the Funny Women competition.
Great.
Which, it's just a privilege to be in a room with those women. They're amazing. They're doing such good stuff. And it's on a boat.
Oh, nice.
I feel like I'm beginning to tick off weird stuff.
That's the boat show, isn't it?
It's a HMS Benefit. I'm not sure it's attached. There's two, because there's definitely comedy on a boat, but I think there's two of them, aren't they, on the embankment? I think it's HMS
nice.
Benefit or something, but yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's
there's makeup too.
Oh, nice.
Because we're women.
Wow, great.
No, but it's the only brand I use, so I'm like, well, happy with that.
Oh, you get makeup. You get free makeup.
If you win.
Oh, okay.
No, it is incredible. Like this, I've done they do time of the month night at the Battersea Trotwood, and the standard's so ridiculously high. It's brilliant. So this is really.
I like the Battersea though. It's nice. It's a nice room.
Lovely.
It's a really nice room.
Yeah.
And low ceiling as well. And you get 20 people in there. It feels full. It's
exactly.
Nice.
You get a really good atmosphere in there. It was really lovely. So I like that one. I'm trying to think what else I've got to put. Oh yeah, I'm doing something insane. There's a Twyford's Got Talent. A friend of a friend organises a festival in a little village near Reading.
Oh right.
And I'm like, so I'm probably going to perform in front of my parents-in-law.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That'd be interesting.
That's what the mother-in-law.
That's like slag off their grandchildren.
Oh God. Well, so my mother-in-law, you saw, and I. She's there. Hello, hi.
There's going to be a few bits where I'm going to be like, let's gloss over that.
Do you pursue any other sort of like performance kind of thing to hone the the skills or anything like that, or do you just is it pure stand-up as well, or?
I'm just doing kind of pure stand-up at the moment. It's kind of, for me, it's very much about the writing, kind of just calling in favours. A friend coaches actors for a living, so he said he'll give me some time. So bless him. So
nice.
Yeah, my mate Ian's good to take your hand for the
like as in centering yourself and like kind of getting how you are on stage, or physicality, or what is it?
It's physicality. There's some stuff where I know to make it work I need to be more absurd. I need to be sillier to make it work.
Kind of let it
go.
But
I can't see myself doing it, so I can't. So basically, I need a director to tell me. Be funny.
I'm sorry. It is hard, isn't it? So because each time you're kind of trying pushing the limits of your fears and to slingshot yourself into the next stage of I keep saying evolution, but of self, really. Yeah. Oh no, this does work. I have got the skills to kind of carry this to the next level, and then how to hold yourself when you realise it's not going as well as you'd hoped. Okay, I'm not gonna shrivel. I'm shriveling. Oh God, my shoulders come in just like a dying flower. It's terrible, isn't it?
It's terrific.
It's going really well.
I'm super happy at you. Maybe you'll be happy back to me. Can you taste the fear coming off me? And waves of it coming off. Oh, it's horrible. It is.
Planning to do the Fringe this year?
No, I'm not. I thought about it, and it's stupid because I've got two cousins who are studying in Edinburgh, so I technically have some free accommodation. I probably will.
How long are they
try and go up. Hopefully they've got another year, so I'll be able to do it next year.
Next year.
It's a big ask for my my husband would have to be with the kids, and so that basically we did a massive holiday this year, and.
Where'd you go?
We went to America.
Oh,
it was amazing. Went to California, to Los Angeles, which I fucking hated. If ever you want to see the libertarian dream fail, it is LA.
Right.
How you can have a city that size with no public transport? It is so broken.
Yeah.
I'm angry.
Okay. And what did you go? What was your the main highlights of going LA? Did you just want to go see the sites? Or
I have one of my best friends over there.
Okay.
So that was really cool.
Yeah.
So we loved it. And the one thing I had on my list, we had the kids. We went to Disneyland, which is basically a massive shop.
But it was awesome.
It was. It's really weird. So that it does feel slightly sinister, but what they've done. It is done better than anywhere else.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it? It's pretty amazing. I mean, and you see the reviews for it. It's like 4.6 out of 5. I was like, come on, guys. What in life is 5 out of 5? There's nothing that is 5 out of 5, But of course, some people's reviews of the Fringe or whatever are 5 out of 5. But and they're all debatable. But 4.6, and there's always one asshole's going to ruin it for you, isn't there? Really?
Absolutely.
But I did the. I went last year. Yeah, last year we went to Florida. Me
cool.
And girlfriend, and the kids, and they've been like 3 times. Well, twice already, and I'd never been. But I was like.
So did you find it really magical?
As guess where I tried to look, relaxed and calm and like, I got this, We went to Universal as well. We did it in like a week.
Yeah.
And we went to the Harry Potter area, and I'm not really into Harry Potter, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
That's around the freaking corner.
no, but they've got a fucking dragon on the roof, and I was like, it breathes fire onto the street, and I was like, oh my god, this is so amazing, and my girlfriend was like looking at me like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, I thought I was like, yeah, I got it started out really well. I was like, so wasn't I? Looked like like a gorgeous child.
It's goofy.
Totally, it was so amazing. I was like, I mean, it was probably the best holiday I've ever had. It was like I always wanted to go to Disneyland, and it was one of my favourite things to do. But I had such a great time, and
There are people who are a bit weird about it though. Like, so kind of my daughter was kind of slightly grumpy as we were going in, and the lovely woman and the cast members, as they're called, which that's the thing, it does always feel that there's something about it where I just think there's a dark heart of Disney. Like all the mermaids, they used to have mermaids sitting in the lagoon at Disneyland, they all got cancer because there were so many chemicals to make the water blue. There's a really dark heart to Disney, which I just think there's so much to mine there.
Yeah.
And I also find it really odd that there were people who have badges. Like, so they basically, so this woman, to cheer my daughter up, gave her a badge, and she was going through the thing, and they have happy ever after badges for people, grown adults who are having their honeymoon at Disney.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit,
bit weird.
I can understand doing it with the kids, and yes, it was magical, and yes, I cried when Elsa generated snow and my daughter sang, and it was a beautiful, magical moment. And it's the setting, it's the set dressing, it's the attention to detail in the way that everything looks that is incredible there. That's really, really good.
And like the great thing is about that, you can get the fast passes as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's so organised, and they are so determined for you to have a good time, and you can't help have a good time.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you go to Universal, is Universal the one in?
No, there is one, but we didn't.
There's a total different, different ethos.
Really?
You can go into there, like you go around Disney, and everyone's smiling because they're whipped because they have to. But you go to Universal, and they're like, oh yeah, the fast passes are free in Disney, but in Universal you have to pay another £200. And so we're like, no thanks, we're okay. We'll queue up. We got around everything because there was a massive storm, and everyone's like, "Oh no, we can't go on the storm." Like, yeah, we're going on the storm. We're here. We're doing this. Don't care who dies.
Rain.
Yeah, if someone could die, it's fine. It's fine. It'll be less money on food for later, But it was.
Maybe we could put a fast pass for one of us.
Exactly, and it was. We went around, and it was great. There was some really great rides, like the Mummy, and you've got like the Hulk.
Oh, cool.
But there's one ride. There was one ride on it, which was the. In there, it's like, the teacup, and basically they called it Storm. And they called it Storm. It was like, oh, I'll get the Storm teacup. I was like, you fucking assholes! I was like, this is not X-Men. This is fucking something you'd have at a normal shitty little fun fair, right?
Oh no.
But the rest of it was good. But everyone in there just you could get out of my face. And
Did you have that same kind of dead behind the eyes? Because in LA, I found people. Just everybody was not living their dream. Basically, everybody in LA wants to be an actor, and every time you meet them and they're not being an actor, they're all slightly disappointed. I really got that sense. It might just be.
Do you know what? It might be LA because in Florida there's nowhere near LA, are they?
Oh,
so
that's true.
it's like, hey, I've got a job, and everyone's really like happy, and even like the taxi drivers, well, they're pretending to be. And I found like that fake customer service. I loved it. I thought it was great. I was like, yeah, he did. I was like, yeah, great. You hear from and you could really realise they were like just going through a set and going click. How you doing? Yeah, great. And I'm like, this is great. All the interactions. This is fine. I'm really enjoying this. And I just didn't have to try. They were like, yeah, just hit me with stuff. And you felt like giving them a tip. It was great.
Yeah.
But
it's weird. Yeah, the one in LA, kind of your Disney princess, and that's something. There's a really weird gender thing because Captain America that we queued for a fucking hour to meet. He was a little bit porky.
Yeah.
And his boots were a bit stuffed.
More realistic though, Finn, isn't it? Captain America.
It's not like. But it's quite frankly, it's not like Sleeping Beauty busting out of her costume. Like, so all the princesses are pristine and like stick thin, which is kind of
fake boobs and everything.
Yeah, but just kind of like, why aren't the guys being held to the same standard? If we're going to create this ridiculous fantasy of these alien people that we're all meant to aspire to be.
That's it.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he have body issues like every other person? God
We're in LA. Surely everyone here has body issues.
You need to go puke up some more, son. No more pizza for you.
Exactly. Cat was our favourite. He was brilliant, and that's the thing. They do commit to it. Like, so there must be a part of them thinking, this this is not why I moved to London. I wanted to be in a blockbuster film, not a Captain America costume like this.
This wasn't how my life was supposed to turn out.
Yeah.
Have you seen that is it documentary on the guy who's Superman on like the LA the stars, the Star Strip, you know,
Okay, yeah.
What's it called, the Star? The walk.
I know what you mean.
I'm so up on this stuff.
That's like Man's Chinese Theatre. That's what I got. Yeah. I know what you mean.
He's like, you know, he made up a whole story about he's related to Superman and everything, which isn't true. Apparently, allegedly, it's not true. And like he's like, you know, his place is completely covered in Superman memorabilia, everything, and it's like he's living that character, you know. And God, it sounds horrendous. Like just like so people get so locked into that thing, you know. But
yeah, that's not a well person.
No, I mean, you know, when you start to kind of like have a shrine dedicated to really you in the end, isn't it? You know, it's like he is Superman.
He thinks he's Superman, and he has. Yeah, that's.
You should be careful, you know. I need a spare room. What do you need it for? Oh, just pictures of me. I mean, that's what my Instagram is really, isn't it? It's like, more pictures of me. I have a room online for pictures of just myself.
Oh God, that's a terrifying thing. That's what we're doing. We're creating our own stalker room.
A vanity cupboard of memorabilia of me. That's great. Oh look, it's me with a different pose. Oh no, actually it's just the same pose as the last time. I'm just wearing something different. Oh my God. But I mean, at least I'm not doing the selfie kind of like gawk. You know, that kind of
duck face.
Oh, I can't even do it.
No.
Can't even do it. It just, you know.
But I'm always impressed that a bloke will do a selfie and just hold the camera directly, like horizontal arm in front of him. No woman I know is capable of that. You have to do it from above. It just looks so much nicer.
As women get older, like just having this kind of tennis elbow thing.
That's a repetitive strain.
It's terrible, like chronic shoulder problems. Yeah, that's it. It's terrible. Arthritis. That was the word I needed. I couldn't find it. Damn it. But yeah. So, and you went for how long?
We were over for 2 weeks, so we did LA for a bit. It was really cool. We did see a Baywatch rescue. That was amazing.
Wow.
It takes a lot longer than it does on telly, amazingly. It's like about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Because they're not superheroes. They can't swim out of a riptide. Yeah. So he just has to keep moving sideways, keeping the people he'd rescued calm. And he did the whole kind of like sort of red jacket, stripped off on the beach, ran in with his little red flotation thing. It was so cool.
Yeah.
But he's just got to wander backwards and forwards until he can get out with the being monitored by the truck that I was fully expecting David Hasselhoff to be inside. Yeah, and on Santa Monica Beach where they filmed it was really cool. And everybody is just there on the beach watching, like sort of munching popcorn, like you're watching your own live television program.
You would have thought they would just like had some sort of catapult where they could just fire out like a boy. Yes, wouldn't that be a lot easier? That would be way better. I think that would be way better. Yeah. You know, you could have little.
It'd be very Hollywood as well.
If someone gets killed by one eye, of course, eventually or something like that, but that'd be awesome. I mean, it'd be way easier. Yeah. Safe. And sharks as well, you know, you don't want to kind of get caught with sharks.
Well, that's it. My son was like, I'm not going in with sharks.
Totally.
Well, you're not going in because it's fucking freezing. It was it was. Actually, that day wasn't so bad, but yeah, most of the time it was really cold. Yeah. Because it's not that. Yeah, I don't understand Gulf streams and things like that.
Yeah. The fluxometer.
Yes.
And what about who did you go to visit? Were just like, are they involved in like any sort of performance stuff?
No.
What are they doing over there? Then something that was steady and well paid.
Yes. Human resources.
Oh, nice.
Which is terrible because it's because I don't understand what we're doing. I've got quite a few friends who work in human resources. And I don't understand what they do. I have no real picture of their lives. But if I want a generic job for a stand-up thing, I will always say, I could be working with human resources. Yeah. Which is really insulting to my best friends.
I know, yeah, but like it is soulless as well, like human resources, isn't it? It's like I remember I did I worked in North Constabulary for a bit.
Oh wow.
I know, yeah. Don't like to brag. I was a temp. But for 2 weeks. Got cut down to a week. Tell you why. because I was in there.
Because you were so efficient.
Exactly. Because I worked double time. Like I'd never worked in an office before, like a proper office, and there was like a police drive, recruitment drive, and they were like, oh yeah, great, okay, we've got you in, and the person who was going on holiday was there for 3 days to show me what to do, and photocopy your fine, and let's see, put stuff in here to photocopy. And it sounds simple, right? But like there was like over 300 people ringing in a day for police packs and stuff, Anyway, somehow I'd forgotten to photocopy one half of the police pack, and so I'd sent out like maybe it must have been at least 600-700 of these packs already.
Oh bloody hell!
And so they called me into a room at the end of the week, and I was like, oh, this is a bit of a weird atmosphere before I went here. So after lunch, it's strange.
I must have done a really good job. They're calling me in.
Okay, I'm getting a promotion. Sorry, Winter, we're gonna have to let you go. I was gutted. That was my career in the Norfolk Constabulary, and I was done. But I was like, yeah, I was sad. I was getting fired from your first job is the hardest thing. It's like, total rejection.
I'm such a good schoolgirl. I've never been fired.
Oh, I've done well. God, this full. They really don't want me at all in any shape or form. It's like, yeah, okay, but I did fuck up. I guess Norfolk Constabulary's still going. I'm sure it's fine, but I guess they're working a smaller budget now.
But you look like, oh no, you could say, no, we only gave them half the pack because they have to detect that it's gone, and they had to track down the second pack.
You passed the test.
Yeah. I created a puzzle for them to solve. We have to see their active problem solving skills.
Son, you just got a promotion. That's it. Yeah, it was one of the not my finest hour. Not my finest hour. Definitely not. I was living in a town called Wyndham at the time.
What's Norfolk like?
It's alright. It's pretty slow, yeah. It was flat, slow, and I remember I was doing some work. I did like a lot of work experience, I was doing because I did TV for like in college, a TV production and I got loads of work experience. I got loads of work experience in my first year of college, and then they were like, oh, can you? Yeah, we want you. It's great. You're young, great. Yeah. And I was like, great. And then I was like, oh, well, I need to finish my degree. And then they were like, so as soon as I finished my degree, like, no, we don't want you now. And I was like, great. So I was like, I couldn't find a job for years. Trying to get a decent job, and it's a pain in the arse. But they want you young so they can just like mould you into this thing, into this media machine.
Yes.
And like, oh god, and kind of in a way, I'm kind of glad I didn't become that because they're a bit like in media, you're a bit soulless and
make your way, and then I'll buy back my ethics later when I'm successful.
Totally, you've got to have the ethics of a fucking stockbroker.
People do it, and it is, it does work for some people, and they do kind of end up in a place that they want to be, but it's a soul-destroying road to go down.
Constabulary, but hey, but then I was in BBC Norfolk as on work experience, and I got to go to Great Yarmouth. What? I know. God, Norfolk, Great Yarmouth. So I went down there with one of the camera women, and it was. They were just filming some sort of like ship kind of space stuff, and I was like, "Oh, can I take a shot?" I was like, "Yeah, I got to use the camera." So I was like, "Great," but I was like, it was just like you barely were allowed to do anything. It was like just stand there. But
it's really hard, isn't it?
So, sorry, can you wear this badge? Can you wear this work experience badge? Just on your forehead. We're just gonna staple it to your forehead, just so you just feel part of it. Just so you feel part. Like, why has no one else got their badge stapled to the forehead? Because they're not work experience. Okay, they're actually getting paid. They're worthwhile human beings.
We respect them. We don't respect
totally.
You. Go get the coffee.
That's it. That's it. Coffee, bitch. You are not here to do any work because if you injure yourself, we cannot afford it.
Yeah.
It will be your fault if the TV license goes up, but that's what it is.
So what made you decide to do comedy?
I kind of knew I wanted to do something in performance, but I didn't know what. And I thought, I thought at the beginning I wanted to do presenting.
Yeah.
But then I was like, no, there's not enough of my personality in that. I want something like it, because I was like hyperactive. Oh, I can be hyper. That's great. This will feed every facet of my affliction. But the more I did it, the more I realised that it you don't have any control over what you're doing or saying, and I found that the most steady work is in sales. Yeah. And I kept getting auditions for sales, and I was like, I hate sales.
Yeah.
I hate it so much. And they're like, oh, you have to do the pen test. I'm like, oh god, the pen test.
What's the pen test?
Well, you've got to do a. You got to sell a pen for 5 minutes.
Oh god, yeah.
And it's so like, oh my god, ready. And is it talking about being dead behind the eyes, like dead and fossilised doll's eyes? You've got, oh god, this is not it. And kept getting older, and kids TV people kept getting younger.
Yeah.
And so now they're auditioning sperm for the fucking show, you know. So, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm getting a bit grey now. Okay, probably not. This is getting a bit creepy.
When you can be like you can be the granddad character doing the sea baby's book at bedtime.
Maybe,
when you're like you can be like old Jack's boat or something.
Oh, hey, yeah, kids. Again, it's a little bit creepy. Maybe just for Santa Claus, you know. That'll be it. But
one of my long-term comedy goals is to do comedy for kids, though.
Yeah.
I was like, but all I find funny is fart, bum, and poo. Like you just want to say that for 10 minutes, you've nailed it. Mm-hmm. They're not a critical audience. But to actually genuinely engage kids and make them laugh and participate, that is a skill.
It's like I kind of ventured slightly some magic and stuff for a bit, but I did because I did some stuff I did a few gigs in Ireland and stuff as well when I kind of first started.
Is there any scene in Ireland?
There is, but it's so far apart. Yeah, there's gigs in Cork, all right, but there was.
You actually really went there.
I know, because it goes back. Thinking about home. I should home. I miss it so much. The motherland. You know, in Cork there's a few places, but it's I think one of them burnt down, but I think there's a few others. They're so few and far between, and of course you go every week. And you know yourself, if you go to the same place more often than not, you become really comfortable in a place.
And then you go
to somewhere else and you go, oh no, this is not the place.
Oh, it's terrifying.
This is not the atmosphere I was looking for. Yeah. You know, and so you need to kind of venture further. And I did some horrendous gigs. And when I wasn't ready, it's I did a gig in Galway in Roisin, the Roisin Dove, and it's a great room, and it was packed. It was like 80 people inside there, but it feels like 100, you know, and whatever. I was first into it, and I was going through, you know, how you're influenced at the beginning, and you watch them go, oh my god, this is how I should do. This is how I should do comedy.
I should do it exactly like Bridget Christie. I'm going to be the next Bridget Christie by being exactly like Bridget Christie. That's what I'm doing.
Exactly, but there's only one Bridget Christie, you know.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
it.
She's amazing.
Yeah, and you start you morph into a watered down version of it, and it's obvious, and people can see your influences as well. And you're like, oh no, and so I did that gig, and I got booked for that gig, and I was doing a middle spot, and Carl Spain, you know Carl Spain?
No.
Carl Spain is he's great. He's a great MC, really funny guy, and I was like, oh shit. I just done open mics around Ireland, Dublin, Cork, and anywhere I've got. There's one in Bishopstown as well, somewhere I'm never going to give you. And it was fine, but I went up and did it, and I wear my suit jacket, you know. I was like, it's got from a Bill Hicks face, alright. I was like, oh my god, what is wrong with me? But it wasn't doing his material, but you could feel that it was esque, you know. And I was like, and then I got nothing, not one laugh,
god, that's horrible.
Not one. And I was like, oh my god. And I stayed in this hostel, and I did not. There's no point in me staying. I did not sleep a wink that night. I was so pissed off.
Why am I doing this?
Totally. I was like, nearly crying. I was like, it was so crushing, because I could just walked off to the sound of my own footsteps. But Carl Spain was on doing the MCing. Doing the MC, what is that? What's happened to my English? I'm talking about home, and just got all my fucking sentences are just fucking reversed. He was the MC, and he was great. I didn't want to see anyone else. I didn't want to go on. He was so good, you know. And I was like, oh fuck it, I've got to follow him. This is not the place I should be playing yet.
If you don't do it, if you don't do those gigs that terrify you, then you don't know that you don't know where you are. So I ended up doing one at a theatre recently because it was a charity thing, and I'd kind of vaguely, I did a very minimal amount to help kind of organise it. They were like, oh, well, you can have 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'll have 10 minutes. It's good in places. And everyone was just happy. I was like, that's really good material. I'm like, yeah, it's good material. I can't perform it, but I can write. Yay! But no, and I did get some laughs.
Oh, great.
It's that kind of just looking to it, just say yes. And
that's it. Pushing the limits of your fear, and then it gets a little bit easier.
And then there are times when it goes to shit, but that's okay because you did it. And as long as the goal is, I'm doing this because I'm doing it, not I'm doing this because I want the love of an audience.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it's okay to fail because that's part of it. There's a beautiful Garfunkel and Oates song.
Yeah.
Their programme on Netflix is lovely.
What's that, sorry?
Garfunkel and Oates?
No.
Two American singer-songwriter comedians.
Okay, yeah.
Really fucking funny program. Really funny. But the final episode is kind of, it's a song like, here's to the failures. Here's to,
right.
because if you failed, it meant you tried. And it's really beautiful. And it's, yeah.
Right.
It's one of those kind of funny.
It's the song is all about me.
Yes, it really is. But there's so much I've been listening to recently where I've always thought, like, most pop songs you sing are about love. I'm like, oh, that's not about love. That's about trying to be successful in the arts.
Yeah.
And suddenly realising that goal I'm striving for, it's not a girl or a boy. It's success and having a career. And
that's it.
And completely revises. It's like opening a door on a new perspective to everything that I've ever known.
The success is, without being too naive about it, or success is you being happy, isn't it? Really, and that is the most important thing. I think if you're doing the thing you love, that is just success in to some degree. We want to eat. How much food can
also
we eat?
eating is
It's good, and like you have your roof over your head, like having the things for your kids, and then that's giving happiness to them. And
just having enough money to buy the bribes that keep them in bed at night.
Exactly, that's
really
right. You need those. They're very important.
The Puritan and the bribes. As long as there's enough money for that coming in.
Tranquilizers. That's all you need now. Just enough for tranquilizers. Heat up your tranquilizers now. That's it. So Mummy can write.
It's Mummy's night-night candy. There you go. This kind of perceived treadmill of success.
Yeah. It's like it's your own, because it's your own personal. Oh God, I'm going to say the word journey.
Yes.
I nailed it.
I can see it coming.
There it is. Oh my God. Oh, sorry. Is everyone just switching the podcast off now? And click. You just said journey. How many times? I've said it twice now. Oh God. I'm going to your path. That sounds even more pretentious, doesn't it? It sounds like some sort of meditation.
You sound like about to burst into some sort of Facebook yoga meme.
Totally. I'm going to start now. This is the mantra that you should say every day to create energy and goodwill and send it out into the universe. But before you were saying about the crushing gigs,
yeah.
It's like you have to have that we have to have be full of self-awareness. I mean, you see some people and they're just like, I don't give a fuck. It's like, I don't do this for them, I do this for me. When you see people who go, oh, so you talk to them about their comedy and go, oh, so why do you do it? I do it because I love it, and you do it because you love it, you get a new toy and you go with that toy and it's like, oh, I've got these guys, and that's why when you have a new piece of material and you believe in it, and maybe the next few times you do it, it gets better, or you do another couple of gigs and you haven't quite nailed it down yet, and it maybe gets a little bit less because you know that
it's not quite working.
It's not quite working.
This is why I started the book, because at least those ideas that I thought, oh, that's a thing that I could do, and then you're going to sit and go, it's not working. This is, I'll chuck it on the blog, it's there, and then if I come back to it when I think I've got the skill set to actually make that work on stage, because sometimes it's just, the concepts are too clunky and you can't say them in 3 sentences. And really, if you can't get the main idea across in 3 sentences, well then you've lost people. So kind of,
that's it. You got to spoon feed them, innit?
Yeah, you've got to kind of get them where you are.
Yeah.
And once you've got that, then you can kind of.
Yeah, you can just you can
embroider
expand
from
it.
there.
Yeah. You hear people saying like, oh, I do it for me. You're shutting down an awful lot more. But it's like, because you get more out of it. You more of a, if you're more of a generous performer, I think that you get more back and you get more inspiration from the extra energy to boost you to the next thing. What I'm trying to say is I think we should just do comedy and just love yourself and have a little shrine in Instagram of all your pictures of yourself. I think that's the way forward.
Self-worth selfies.
It's so amazing. Oh, look at me. There's more of me.
Self-worth selfies. Look, here I am being happy in loads of different locations.
Who says that photographs steal your soul? No, that's not true. Am I dead behind the eyes? Where you don't have any eyes, Winter. You don't have any eyes anymore. Just black holes to your soul. Absorbing all the goodwill in the world.
Just take me, love me.
Help me. So you got the brouhaha coming up. Have you got any competitions coming up? Is it Funny Women?
Funny Women competition.
And is that the first heat or?
Yes, it's first heat. Yeah. I won't be getting it further.
Oh, no.
No, you never say never, but no, the standard is insanely high. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And it's a good place to get spotted for agents and stuff as well, isn't it?
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
I'm sure there'll be lots of people there, talent.
Well, they are they're very good at the business side of things, which is something that fucking terrifies me, because I'm just like, I just want to shamble on stage and say some words at people. That really is. Like, the idea of kind of having some sort of business model around this is just insane.
lie down on the couch.
I used to work in a yoga company, and honestly, if you want to talk about like people with no souls, people who get on, that just overprivileged, in their own little bubble, self-entitled, really unpleasant and awful. Also, some really super lovely people.
Yeah.
Like, there is a real
balance.
Divide.
Yeah.
It's a
the
very
dark side. Yeah.
there is a dark side and light side to yoga, definitely. It's all about balance.
Yes, it's true. Yeah.
But there was one woman there, and like sort of. One of the regulars, like, her dog had been hit by a car, which is very sad, and she was very upset, and everyone was very, very supportive, because they are the kind of people who relate better to animals than other humans, especially poor humans. But this other one came up and offered to do Reiki on a dog, and at that point I was like, I'm out.
Really?
I'm out. Who the fuck Reiki is bollocks when you do it to a human, but at least there's possibly a discernible some placebo effect if you do it to a human. I don't think dogs have a placebo effect.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing. It's like there are people making money out of this fundamentally dishonest.
I don't know. I think that everything for most good energy is positive. Is good for you.
If people are making strong claims that something works with medical intervention, medicine has a responsibility to research that, and they do. And things like. Acupuncture has been proven that it does work. It does acupressure not so much.
Yeah.
But there are theories as to why something would work. But if there's no direct manipulation and you're dealing with chakra and stuff, I don't know. But then I went back to India, and their Ayurvedic medicine is linked so much more intrinsically. And there were things. I went to India. The Ayurvedic medicine, which is basically all the holistic stuff. That was kind of. Lots of massage and lots of chakras, all that kind of stuff. It is part of the health service that I was observing. Okay. You really can't generalise about a country of 6 billion people. Yeah. So I can only talk about the teeny weeny snapshot that I saw. But there was very much more of an interaction between what we would call complementary medicine and actual proven scientific research-based medicine.
Right.
There were benefits in terms of people had a lot more kind of respect for themselves, like some people working insanely hard doing incredible things but would take time to do kind of their own self-massage or their kind of routine. They would take hours out of their day in order to self-reflect and things like that in a way that we just kind of we don't perceive that to be part of our health routine. We know eat healthy, do exercise, but it's only really kind of it still feels like for the majority of the population that taking time to do mindfulness or
relax,
something like that, or relax,
de-stress.
And to focus on that as a specific activity, not just to turn on the TV and tune out. Yeah. We don't necessarily do that very well over here. And I did get the feeling that because of that stronger link between the two styles of medicine, that maybe that was being taken more seriously in the area that I observed, at least.
Okay, and you observed that what they were doing with this sort of holistic medicine and the way people lived over there.
It was more kind of like we went to do visits around hospitals and stuff like that, and it was just kind of seeing that the hospitals were never just medicine, they were Ayurvedic hospitals. Right. So it's just intrinsic part of their health regime is that you would have access to massage and things like that. And it would be an adjunct here. Like I know we do so for things like kind of cancer treatment is a very important part of that now. But again, there's a research base for it. That's the thing. If it works, it becomes part of a health service because there's a research base, but there's an awful lot of... Again, it's that very strong claims. It's stuff like the homeopathy stuff that really winds me up. That any money in our NHS is spent on that is just preposterous. Yeah. And, that ties into the whole thing about the monarchy, because it's Prince Charles likes it, which is why we're putting money... It's just insane.
Okay, with comedy even, it promotes... if it goes well, it can promote happiness, and it can even just the work of writing a new joke and having a new toy it promotes joy. And this is something I can't wait to try this. You get excited about it. You have something to look forward to, because comedy, in a way, if you can give you hope. Yes. And that's all we need really is, this is so cheese-tastic, isn't this one? I don't know what happened there. But it can give you, if you have nothing else to hold on to, or if you have stuff in your life but you need something else, we all need something else to progress us through. It doesn't matter what we have, because it's all mental, isn't it, really? It's psychological, we need support of some kind, but this can, because everything's a distraction. Meditation is a distraction from, I guess, mortality, isn't it? And so you don't have to think, okay, I'm going to die, so you focus on the present.
Yes.
And And the comedy is all about remaining connected and staying
in that moment, in that room. You have to be in the room to do comedy.
That's it. And so, like, when you have a new bit, you're not really there. You're in the back of your head, kind of going, "What's the next bit?"
Yeah,
and they can sense that.
It's that processing. It's the fact that you're not inhabiting the material yet because you're still processing it.
Yeah, it's not part of you yet. Yeah, that's right. And you can't do any ad libs or maybe like go off piece. I don't know why I say off piece all the time because I only went skiing once. Reiki and stuff as well. I mean, anything is meditation. It doesn't matter. Comedy aside, it's like as long as.
Do you expect your dog to meditate? Would you not say that the thing about animals is that they do live in the moment? To be fair, I have spoken to a vet about it, and I had thought it through. Basically, if the owner perceives Reiki being on the dog to help the dog, that will calm the owner, and that relationship will then mean that the dog is in a happier place because the owner is in a happier place. So the placebo effect does work. It's working on the human that then affects the interaction with the dog. So they perceive there to be an effect. Because my friend the vet was very scathing about the concept of Reiki for dogs.
So the dog's kind of going, whatever into, you know. So if
oh God, she's so stressed. No, I'm stressed. Oh, she seems to have calmed down. Oh no, I've calmed down, and it's that.
Because they absorb the stress from you, don't they? I mean,
they are. They're sponges.
You see, you see some dogs, so like Labradors especially, with like massive kind of like growths and stuff. So I was like, oh my God, what has happened in your house? I feel so sorry for you. What have you picked up of your owner? So in that case, if I do jokes to my dog, well. If it's good material, he'll live. If it's bad material, he's got a very short life. You know, I'm like, oh, well, sorry, man. But that's not good. I gotta really choose wisely. I need to perform in another room, and so he doesn't absorb any of my bad chi. What's your next gig?
Gig is Brouhaha in Colchester on the 18th. And then I've got kind of quite a run of stuff coming up after that until mid-June, and then I haven't booked anything. Yeah, so you gotta quickly get on Facebook like a sniper. Well, I do, yeah. Well, there's a few really interesting ones coming up. Like, so there's a really good kind of Facebook page for Women in Comedy UK, which is really useful, and there's lots of. It's just a really nice way that lots of kind of like sort of organisers are actually going there specifically. I want a 50-50 lineup, whoever's up for it, which is really positive because it's not like sort of selection. You're mining like sort of a good set. Like, so, okay, I want open spots. I want professional. I want like a solid 50 into the middle, and you're specifically asking the question in a forum where you will get what you want, and it's a really positive thing to see, and the fact that it is something that's being highlighted because it's a really weird thing, like sort of kind of in comedy as a woman, like you see. Brilliant women at open mics. You see brilliant women kind of at the next step up. And then somehow there comes a point where you're like, when you start to look at gigs, you're like, well, why is everybody performing at these gigs where everyone now has headshots? They're all blokes. So what's happening there? Why are women not being booked onto those gigs? So I don't know. Hopefully, I think it will change. I think there's kind of like some real drive to get more women and more diversity. But even this kind of quite high-end charity gig that I was kind of helping out with, she was saying that she was struggling to find. She wanted to make it 50-50 and she wanted to make it more diverse, but still the weight of numbers is that the kind of reliable comedians are white middle-class men. That's it. But it is changing. I think it is. I think so. I think that like sort of if you are brilliantly funny, then it's not a huge barrier. It's a meritocracy to some degree. There's always going to be cliques. Even like the north-south divide, there's still there's different pockets of even south-west or whatever. It's like you're not from here, so okay, and it's a little bit harder to crack that. Yeah. Because you're not. You that work to get the audience on your side. You don't live down here, so you just come in. You're just a tourist. All right, okay, I'll see you later. I'll do another gig here. And I'll see you in 6 months or whatever. Yeah. But it's that kind of thing. It's like you got to keep cracking those areas. Yeah, Gráinne Maguire's really good on that. She said something which she was talking to everyone, but it was very clearly for the women in the room. She's like, basically, and she said, I'm going to say he and she because this is the way I say it out. So you have two comedians. They start off at the start, and he believes he's brilliant, and she thinks she's shit. Yeah. But he believes he's brilliant, so he goes through every bad gig going, well, it was a bad gig, the audience didn't like me, but I'm brilliant, so I'm going to... So he keeps doing it. Where she goes and she does very well because she's good, but then she has a bad gig and she goes, well, I'm shit. And so he gives up and doesn't do it for 6 months. But he keeps going, he keeps doing it, even though he wasn't as good as he thought he was, because he keeps going and he keeps doing it, he gets better and better, and he becomes really good. Yeah. Whereas every time she has a setback, she doesn't believe that she's good, and she doesn't have faith. Gráinne Maguire is basically saying you can't change that mindset, but what you can do is just keep doing gigs because that's how you get better. It's not. There's no magic here. There's no innate talent. Obviously, there are people with innate talent. Daniel Kitson is just amazing and has been since he was a child. But if you just keep doing it, if you can just keep your nose to the grindstone and keep gigging and keep writing and keep doing it, then you will be brilliant. You will at some point be brilliant at this. This is not a magical arcane art where you have to unlock the secret box of brilliant comedic genius. It's just about
putting time in.
Fucking graft.
That's it.
Put your nose down and graft at it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Putting the time in and like, do you want to take the easy route or the hard route? I mean, you know what, right? In a way, you need to, kind of earn your stripes. Going through all of the shit gigs and going, actually, I don't need to do that gig anymore. It's, I've progressed beyond it. Or
the first time I thought that was a real kind of, I'm not going back to that one.
Yeah.
I'm beyond that. I was like, oh God,
I'm free.
I don't want to do that basement with that reception where my friends didn't come because they couldn't find me.
Oh
God. Really nice.
It is a nice, but it's like, and you take heart in the fact that you can see yourself improving, and that's all.
But I didn't need those gigs. I needed to be in that safe space to start with, and I needed to be able to fail and be shit there, and know that people were kind, but they were being kind and they weren't being amused, and so and it is really important part of it. And God bless those organisers who keep going strong with those gigs because it must be tough because they don't want their gig to be the
they don't. No one does do that. No one does. No, that's the thing. It's like.
But again, I would imagine from that side it's about grafting. Like Andrew Carberry, who's fucking works so hard, man alive. He's
promoting hard.
Yeah, he promotes hard, and he's also gigging as well. And
exhausting.
I'm very, very impressed with the amount he puts in. But
he's done very well. I mean, it's very hard to keep gigging and promoting because it's hard. Promoting is harder than gigging.
Yeah.
Because you have to and it's all on you. And then I think he does he MC it sometimes as well.
I think so. Yeah.
And he's MCing as well. And do you know that it's all on you. So it's like, hey guys, please enjoy the night.
Yeah. I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
It's like how it's just
I've got to get down
so
there.
much effort.
I feel properly rubbish. I've meant to go to one of his gigs for about 6 months now, and I still haven't made it because it's just. Yeah, it's that time management balance, and I could be doing a gig or I could be seeing a gig, and I couldn't really because when you've got small kids.
It's like busman's holiday though sometimes, isn't it? It's like when I go to the open mics, when I go to when I go see someone, when someone's really good, I'm going to downstairs at King's Head in July. I want to see Phil Nicol.
Oh, I love Phil Nicol. I saw him way back when in the Arts and in the Windsor Arts Centre. He's great. He's really, really good.
And John Gordillo as well. He's great. He's great. He's a great writer as well. I want to see, but they're totally different. So John's like a really dense writer and stuff, and then you've got Phil, who's just you're just like oh my god, I'm kind of scared, but it's amazing. So,
he is. He does that low-high status thing so well. He's like, I'm so low status, but you are so like a middle of the time, and you will never take your eyes off me.
That's it. Low status, but so scary at the same time, but threatening.
He's brilliant. He knows exactly what he's doing.
I think that's it. Cool. Finn. And we can find you at the Brouhaha.
In Colchester on the 18th of May.
Colchester, 18th of May.
And the Funny Women competition on the 2nd of June. We'll get down to any of their heats because they'll all be brilliant.
Alright, well, thanks for coming on the show.
Cool, thank you very much.
That was Finn O'Driscoll. She was great. I wasn't firing on all cylinders, but it's my job to make the guest look good. You can find Finn at Finn is Funny on Twitter, and her website is notthewineoclockblues.com. And she's got a competition coming up for funny women on the 2nd of June, so check her out, she's great. You can also find us on Twitter at The Comedy Defect and my own personal Twitter account at Winter Phonelander. And I haven't started the at Guinness jokes yet. I'm going to read the 30 pages and get some jokes out of it pretty soon, but bear with me, got a lot to do. You can also donate to the podcast, which is at Patreon, and you can, if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe, of course, on iTunes. Now, we've signed up to the host Podbean, but if you sign up to Podbean, we know exactly how many people are downloading, and I can get totally lost in the analytics of the whole thing. We also have a website, which is thecomedydefect.co.uk, and my own personal website, which is winterphonelander.com, where you can find all my live dates. You can come and heckle me, talk to me about the podcast, maybe give me some artisanal coffee, or a sandwich, or some decent shortbread. That'd be awesome. I'm not going to talk to you anymore because I'm not feeling very well. I've got a bit man flu. So I will see you next time for episode 4 of The Comedy Defect.